Imagine you're standing at the edge of a wide river. On the other side is everything you're building toward: scale, stability, a company that runs without you being pulled into every decision. You've already started building the bridge. The first pillars are in place. The early structure is visible. From a distance, it looks like progress. But as you move forward, something strange happens. The bridge stops extending. Work is happening. People are busy. There are meetings, there are updates, there is motion. But the span itself isn't getting longer. Now, what's the instinct in that moment? You assume you don't have enough people. So you bring in more builders, more engineers, more managers, more strong profiles, more seniority. And for a short while, the construction site looks impressive. More noise, more coordination, more activity. But the bridge still doesn't extend, because the problem was never the number of builders. The problem was the blueprint. This is what happens inside growing startups. When execution feels heavy, when founders are pulled back into decisions they thought they had delegated, when progress slows despite hiring, the default assumption is that hiring is the bottleneck. We just need stronger people. We need someone more senior. We need more capacity. It sounds logical. If output is slow, increase input. But here's what most teams discover too late. Headcount is not execution capacity. Execution capacity is something quieter. It's the organization's ability to take intent, a strategy, a priority, a decision, and convert it into action without reinterpretation, without escalation, without constant founder arbitration. If that system isn't designed, adding people doesn't create speed, it creates friction. Think about what you don't control in a startup. You don't control when customers shift direction. You don't control market timing. You don't control surprises, urgency, pressure. The environment moves whether you're ready or not, but you do control the blueprint. You control whether ownership is explicit or implied. You control whether done is defined before work starts. You control who decides and who doesn't. You control whether priorities translate clearly into execution. That's the structure of the bridge. And if that structure is unclear, every new hire adds weight before it adds leverage. Here's the paradox founders rarely expect. Sometimes hiring makes execution worse, not because the people are wrong, but because each new person introduces new interpretation paths, new questions, new dependencies, new alignment needs. If decision rights are fuzzy, those questions travel upward. If ownership is blurred, accountability dissolves, and slowly the founder becomes the central load-bearing pillar again. You didn't hire leverage, you hired demand. So the real shift isn't hire better, it's this. Before asking who to hire, ask what must exist in the system for a hire to create leverage. Is ownership explicit enough that work doesn't bounce? Are decision boundaries clear enough that escalation is rare? Are success criteria stable enough that execution compounds instead of resets? Because hiring doesn't create execution. It amplifies whatever execution design already exists. If the blueprint is solid, new builders extend the bridge effortlessly. If the blueprint is unstable, more builders just crowd the site. And this is why hiring feels like a bottleneck, when it often isn't. The company hasn't run out of talent. It has exceeded its execution capacity. And that's not a recruiting problem. It's a design problem. The bridge doesn't extend because it needs more people. It extends when the structure can carry the load. Once that's in place, hiring stops feeling urgent. It starts feeling intentional. And that's when growth becomes structural, not reactive.